Hello and welcome back to Mechanical Mastery. Today we are going to be doing some base overhaul, much needed, in order to get us prepared to move forward for ore processing. I did mention last episode that we did want to get the ore processing going, and if we take a look actually at the quest book here, it does show us the overall way we can get ores to be multiplied. And at the end, it's possible to get over 25 ingots per ore. So we're definitely going to try to go for this, but we definitely need some more back-end stabilization, I would call it, before we can start taking a look at that. So to get us started, what I would like to do is start adding some more crafting recipes into our crafters here. We do want to start getting our refined storage stuff pretty much all auto processing. These construction cores and deconstruction cores, the cables and such, in order to make our lives a bit easier as we go forward and automate things. So right now we're just going to run through and be making ourselves some patterns. Make as many as we can. And we should be able to request glass now. I did make a glass pattern here, so let's see if we can just craft up 128 of it. And we'll see what happens. I believe we need an exporter as well, or importer. I did not hook this fully up yet. And here we go. So yeah, I did put some crafters down on our pulverizer and redstone furnace. I felt they were it was about that time to start getting the items all set up here. So there we go. We have our importer importing the glass and any other crafting recipes that we set up over here. So we're just going to be running through and pretty much making all these patterns. Alrighty, so we should have all the patterns that we need now. One thing to note here, when you're making the patterns, such as for the external storage, it's going to try to use a regular chest, which will require you to make an extra craft because oak wood just makes these oak chests from quirk automatically. So if you just drag them in from over here, so if I clear this, I can drag it in from over here and select that we're using the oak chests where we already have a recipe for down here. So to actually go through all the recipes, we're making the bindings, we're making the processors, we are making the construction and deconstruction core, we're making regular crafters as well as iron crafters, we're making the external storages as well as the importer and exporter. We have our processing patterns over here, so the basic processor and all that stuff needs to be smelted once crafted. So we should be able to throw all these in here. Hopefully we have enough space, which we should have just enough space. Yeah, we're good for now. I do want to make one more recipe for cables because I did not make that, but this should make making our blank pattern pretty easy. That would be fine. Pattern. And I'm going to make two more of these because I actually want to make a pattern for the pattern. So that way we don't have to craft these anymore either. So this will smelt this up some glass. We're going to probably want to look at speeding this guy up quite a bit with some augments. We can start taking a look at the enhanced augments from thermal this episode as well. So we will get down and dirty with that today. So we'll get a pattern here, and I'm going to make the pattern for the pattern first. And that way, well, once you throw it in here in the correct spot, we can make like 10 of these right off the bat, and it'll just craft them up for us. So it's going to make the sand. And if we look at our monitor here, it should do everything that we need. So it's making us a bunch of sand and a bunch of patterns here. Okay, so I have been a little bit busy. We are currently crafting up ourselves one of these blazing energy cells, and we're going to be using this to basically store our power and get started with the wireless power that this mod offers us. So if we take a look here, we should have our energy cell, and we also have an ender cell. So these are two separate items. It's very important to note that these are two separate items. So basically, the ender cell can be placed down, and what you're going to want to do is at first it's going to have 0 storage. It can output 40k FE per tick, but it has 0 storage. You're going to want to shift and click in the energy cell that you made, and that will give it its storage. So now we can hold 40 million RF, and we're going to want to think of a spot to put this. I was thinking about just leaving it honestly right here. Our point will start to fill this from all our power, and this will kind of be our buffer and our storage of power. So the point will put it in, and we can also put a plug on top to pull out of our network there. But for right now, we'll let it build up and kind of explain what I did over here. So we did set up crafters for each one of the tiers for power. And we can now generate each one of them. It's going to be a while before we can generate all of them because some of them are quite expensive. The nitro being one of them. We need a whole block of blazing crystal, as well as a nether star, which we have not even faced one with there yet. So we're going to need to face multiple of them. These are all set up the same. So if you look at the up, I have an item card extracting, and the down, I have an item card with a counting filter, pulling out just one item per operation there. If we go back over to the main base, I did make this an iron crafter, so we have a bit more room. I added a bit more patterns in here, and also over by our crushing wheels, I did add the patterns for a diamond as well as emerald right here. So now we can start taking a look at upgrading our machines, because as of right now, things such as this redstone furnace, which is processing quite a bit of our items here, is running a bit slow. And we should have everything we need to make some of these components here, because we also have an induction smelter with the crafter, which we are going to need. So if we take a look at thermal components, there is 3 components here. Currently we are making the hardened ones, but we should be able to go all the way up to the resonant ones. I believe we have everything we need, including this improved mechanical essence. We're going to want to start probably having a backlog of this stuff. That is something we need to consider. Also, I did not set the priority here, so we got steel somehow in there. Okay. Things are getting a little funky. So let's make sure we set our priority on this external storage to the basic. Well, not the basic, the improved. What is this one? This is, I thought that was the basic. Let's just take a look at essence. This one is the regular. Okay. Oh boy. With that all sorted away, this couldn't have come at a better time. We're starting to run a bit low on power. Our crafting grid here has flickered a few times while I was trying to get this resolved here. So we're all back up and running. I actually forgot to set the auto export on this again too, so we didn't have steel being produced. Now we do. Basic mechanical essence is back up, and it is now being either sent here and or over to this side to be made into the improved, which I do want to keep one of just to use for crafting. And what we're going to be looking at is the integral components. So back to thermal. Components. So we're going to want to make crafting recipes for all these, and they're going to be quite a bit of crafting recipes actually. So we should be, as you can see, there's our machines flickering off. We are going to need patterns, which I did make some, and we can get started with thermal. All right, so we'll make the pattern for the first one, which is the hardened integral component. I believe we need a pattern for invar because we don't want to make it like this. We preferably would do it in the induction smelter using the ingots right here. So 2 iron to 1 nickel to make the invar. And we are making the basic mechanical essence, and we are making glass, and redstone we have plenty of. So taking a look at the reinforced, we should be able to make this one as well by making the pattern just like that. And we need to make electrum. Make sure we're selecting the electrum that is the immersive thermal series one actually. And we're going to use the induction smelter once again, which is silver and gold, which we do have. So let's try to keep these separate. These are crafting patterns. These are processing patterns. We are going to need signalium. This is another process in the induction smelter using redstone, copper, and silver. Again, all items that we do have. And we should be able to make that into gears without an issue. And last but not least, the resonant integral component. We should be able to throw this in here. And this is using lumen gears. So just as we've been doing before, lumen ingots gets processed in the induction smelter with tin, silver, and glowstone. Just goes up here. And the enderium, probably the most expensive one out of all of them. Induction smelter is going to be diamond dust, lead, and ender pearls. So we're going to need a processing pattern for diamond dust, which we can do easily in a crusher. So I don't know if we have. We don't have anything on our crusher. So we'll need to put a crafter behind there. I think I do have one. A few crafting recipes later, we now have our gates. So these are really kind of cool. You can throw them on the front of an item. So since we have our ender gate there, we do have our first channel. So you can see this is being filled with power, and we can use these gates on channel 1 here to give machines power. So now instead of having to run cables and everything, we can just slap one of these gates right on the front of it or on any side of it and give machines power. It's a bit easier than Flux networks too, because it's not as like I guess it's not like a whole point that sticks off the machine. It's a little more discreet, which I do like. And we do need to connect this crafter in. It looks like it actually did. Perfect. So we can throw our diamond dust in there. So that should be able to process diamond dust. We're going to need an exporter somehow on there. Might have to do gates on this as well. That's going to work. Need a little bit of a rework to get that going. So I'll do that in a few moments. And then we're just going to get the rest of our patterns into here for all the ingots. So we should be able to request one of these. Let's just take a look. And component. And let's see if we have everything we need. So yeah, we're missing diamond dust, which I should be able to make. Did I give it the wrong diamond dust? Let's see. That's diamond dust or refined storage. Hold on. There might be another recipe for diamond dust. So you can actually shift and right click, and that will clear out the current recipe that's on there. So let's take a look at diamond dust. Yep, there's 2 different recipes. So we were actually making the mechanism one. We can make the other one in a pulverizer, which is actually easier for us because we do have a pulverizer set up here, and it is ready to go. So we should throw that diamond dust in there. And now let's see if we can make the thermal components. There we go. Start, and we're missing 1 regular mechanical essence. So with the basic mechanical essence, it's kind of pulling it out a bit quicker than I need to. So let's hopefully be quick about this and start. And that should have pulled it, hopefully. Let's see. Crafting. Machine does not accept item. Okay, that's an easy fix. So we had to set the configuration on this machine. So the bottom will be the insert. I don't know if I have an extraction cable on this actually. I do not. I have to bring the cable down this way. It's going to look a little bit ugly for right now, but it will be what it is. And then we'll do an exporter or an importer. So importer, I do have crafting recipes now, which is really nice. So that should craft up pretty quickly. And that should be, I actually have all this random gold dust in here. Should be everything. There we go. The importer is made. And we should be able to throw this on here. Set the configuration to have the output right there. And let's take a look. Is it still crafting? What is it having trouble with? Just the slowness of this machine here. So yeah, these take quite a bit of time to go through. So once we're able to get some components in there, I'm not sure if we have any hardened ones to throw in for right now. No, we don't. So yeah, once we get the first one, I might want to upgrade this one first, and then start looking at our power here. We can definitely make some other crafting recipes while we're waiting. So thermal, and if we take a look, there is a few of these we can use in different machines, and what we're going to want to do is definitely make these ones for the dynamo. So make a crafting recipe for this. Silver gears. I don't think we have silver gears, so we got to make a recipe for silver gears. And we need to make a recipe for signalium plates, which we don't have a multi-servo press set up just yet, but we can set one up. And we're going to have to probably take a lot of these power cables off and start looking at gates on most of these to get the refined storage a bit more cleaned up and looking good. But did we get our first integral component? Not yet. It's almost there. It's crafting up its final things here. And just like that, with a little bit of cleanup and some gate work, we are nice and set up. We got the pattern in here. Our first component did finish up. So now we have our first resonant integral component, and that's going to go right into the induction smelter. And we are going to work on getting all of these upgraded. So there is 9 per, 3, 6, 9, 12 per. Yeah, so we got 12 per. That's going to drain our power until this fully charges. And our power comes back on. So we need to make 12 of these. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that. Yeah, ender pearls and essence is the problem. What are we doing on this? Not well. Alright, so I'm gonna set this to make this high, so it'll start to fill up with the essence. And I'm also going to do the same for this one. So it stops doing that, and we get some of the essence to get that up and running. What else are we going to need to make 12 of these? Ender pearls. So we are making ender pearls. We can put a barrel or an acacia. We'll make an acacia, what's it called? Drawer here. We need more logs. And with the acacia drawer, we will throw this on top. And what we could do is put a stack limiter on it. Downgrade. So we'll throw a downgrade on it. We will throw a storage, external storage, which I do have auto crafting. And we will use logistical transporters. And then we'll just grab the external storage if it crafted. Perfect. And that should be everything we need. So we'll throw that in there. logistical transporter to that, which should start sending ender pearls. We will lock the drawer, something I always forget to do. And we will throw, that's an exporter, external storage, onto this. That way we should start to get at least a stack of ender pearls. Oh, maybe we don't want a stack limiter on this actually because it stacks 16, not 64. Okay. We can take the stack limiter out of there and we'll just let it fill up. Hopefully it doesn't destroy our EMC. There we go. And that should send those in there. Perfect. Yeah, that's what we are going to need for that. And component, that should give us what we need to make 12 of those. And we just need to basically wait for these improved mechanical essences to build up. And we should be pretty good. Are we getting any so far? Not yet. What are we low on? Oh, low on this. I wonder if it's because we have no stone. Possible. I should hook up an external storage to these. Because it is using stone quite a bit. Clear out some of this junk and get ourselves some more external storages. We'll get 2 of them. And I'll hook these in just straight up off the back and run straight down. Yeah, so if you didn't know, I set up the igneous extruders over here again. Just because we were really benefiting from having stone and blackstone being made. I do like these building materials, so it should be fairly easy to connect in. And we'll just go like this. It doesn't really matter how ugly it looks underneath here because you cannot see it. And where is our closest cable? Kind of hard to see, but it's right here. And wasting a bit of cable, but there we go. Now we're connected in, and our 2 external storages should just pull out of here when needed. And there we go. And there we go. So those should pull out when needed, and we should be able to run those effigies without an issue now, which it is making calcite right now. So with just a few of these made up, because it is taking quite some time, because our power keeps on taking a hit, I did want to show off, what this is actually capable of. So if you take a look, with nothing in it, it produces 40 RF per tick. If we put this hardened one in, it doubles it basically, making it 80. Once we put the resonant one in, it goes all the way up to 160. The real gain happens when you put in these 3. One of these is capable of producing 640 RF a tick. So once we get all of these up and running at that speed, we really shouldn't run into much of a problem with power going forward. It is going to require quite a bit. I do need 36 of those linkage are the amplifiers. So we are just waiting basically for materials to build up here. With that, we are making our way to the end of today's episode. We really laid some foundations today, setting up a lot of auto crafting and processing that is going to be needed for the late game mechanism that is coming next episode. We are going to be making most likely a steam generator, possibly even starting on fissile fuel to get our fusion reactor up and running. We may even make some steam generators to deal with the steam, depending on which method we go with. So if you're into that, stay tuned. I hope you guys are learning anything in this this playthrough here, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.